How we doing out there? Patrick Bone, 2014 Bassmaster Classic qualifier, FLW Tour Pro. I want to share with you a neat little tip. I really enjoy skipping docks with a jig. It's something that I just thoroughly enjoy, and I've found little things that work and things that have helped me out along the way. This is just a neat little tip. I like to take my jig before I put my trailer on there, my chunk, and I like to thread a small section of plastic worm onto the shank of the hook. The reason I do that is obviously when you skip your jig under there, when you've got your chunk on your jig without the piece, what will happen a lot of times is your chunk will ride up the shank of the hook. So you end up with a deal that looks like that. Just, not very appealing. So what I like to do is just thread the small piece of worm on before I put my chunk on. It's very simple, and throughout the day, if you're throwing some shaky heads or whatever, throw them in the bottom of the floor and you can cut them up and use them for that. So I just take a small little section, thread it on the hook. Nothing fancy, just thread it right on there. Push it up. About half to 3/4 of an inch. A lot of it depends on the length of the shank on your hook. A lot of jigs are different. This is a 1/2 ounce booyah jig, so that works good for this particular jig. Thread that on there. As far as color, I like to kind of mix my chunks and jigs up anyway. It's a black and blue jig, so I like to put a green pumpkin trailer on there. So after I get my section of worm, thread it on there. What that's going to do is it's going to prevent that chunk from sliding all the way up the shank of the hook. It may slide up just a little, but you can give your rod a little pop, and after you make a few skips with it, that hole's going to loosen up anyway, so it's going to fall right back down about every time. I said, as far as colors, you can just kind of mix match it up. No really set deal on that. So what that's going to do for you is it's going to make your cast more efficient. You're not going to have a lot of wasted time throughout the day non-stop fixing your chunk. So I think if you do that, it'll really help you. It's really helped me, and as far as making my jig look a little more natural, and it also adds just a little bulk to the jig too, with the little section of worm on there.
Check us out at wired2fish.com.